This week's Current Climate, which every Saturday brings you a balanced view of sustainability news. Sign up to get it in your inbox every week. Two new reports published this week highlight the discouraging state of corporate greenhouse gas emissions reduction targets and actions. The Berlin-based New Climate Institute published an assessment of the transparency and integrity of the climate pledges of 25 of the world's largest companies, finding that their commitments, on average, account for only a 40% reduction in emissions, not 100% as suggested by their net zero and CA. One major weakness in these targets is the lack of consideration for supply chain emissions, also known as Scope 3 emissions, with a majority of the companies examined still lacking detailed plans to address them. The result doesn't come as a surprise to CDP, an independent body that collects and SCO. It estimated a majority of the major companies' suppliers failed to set any climate targets at all in 2021, setting back climate action by a decade. While both studies noted an uptick in corporate requests for suppliers' emissions target settings, progress must happen at a much faster pace. Other stories I'm highlighting this week discuss the need for the mining industry to make a more positive contribution to the green transition, President Joe Biden's $5 billion boost to build an electric vehicle charging network across the U.S., and new findings on how much paint contributes to micro. In climate talks, as Valentine's Day marks one of the most important holidays for florists, I talked to Dr. David Beck, who co-leads the Sustainable Cut Flowers project along with Dr. Jill Timms, about the progress made in growing and selling sustainable flowers. To get Current Climate in your inbox every Saturday, sign up here. Few industries illustrate the complexity of the climate debate as mining does. The industry has a reputation for pollution and poor working practices, yet it's a critical part of the clean energy transition. As part of an aggressive strategy to build a coast-to-coast network of 500,000 high-volume, rapid chargers to encourage more Americans to buy electric vehicles, the Biden administration is opening up access to at least $5 billion in new federal funds for which states can apply. Minnesota cyclists now get updates on road and cycling paths from their local public radio, all thanks to Travis Norvell, pastor of the South Minneapolis Judson Memorial Baptist Church, who took it upon himself to regularly supply the latest news to normalize bicycle use. A new study estimated particles of paint account for more than half, 58%, of all the microplastics that end up in the world's oceans and waterways every year.